in the next coming 30 years, 2 more billion people are coming onto this planet, and the majority of them are going to be in Africa. And yet, we have issues of water security, we have issues of food security, we have issues of energy security. How do we become the solvers? How do we address those issues? And that's how we look at ourselves from the long term. So in looking at our vision, our strategy for Exxaro, it's about how you want to create sustainability for the future. And therefore, you've got to be relevant for that future. And your relevance is going to be defined by the things that you're doing within the communities that you live in, and how you transform and become the solution.
Exxaro's business currently is predominantly coal-based, where we produce coal from 5 operations located in Limpopo as well as Mpumalanga. So the Belfast Implementation Project is an exciting greenfield coal mining project for us. But what really excites us about the project is the thought behind the design and what it would look like when it's finally operating. I think it's the first mine in the country, if not in the industry, where we've got a digital twin, which is really developing the full mine in its scope digitally.
The constraints that were encountered from a mining perspective at a traditional mine was that the correct information wasn't necessarily in the correct hands. So your turnaround time and your decision making actually takes a lot longer. So you don't get the necessary improvement. When you are digitally connected, you actually get the information in real time and you can make your decisions a lot faster. But also when you get the information, you can do a lot of analysis on it, analytics, do some trending, and then you can also change from being reactive to more predictive and then even to prescriptive.
Hi, Donald.
How are you? I'm fine, and you?
Good morning, Donald.
Yes.
Yes, our safety guys captured the situation. This truck's left light was not working, but it was fixed, and we got it back on the system that it has been fixed. So we just want to check. Every incident that actually happens on site is an indicator that there will be damage in terms of property. Property damage normally leads to an LTI. An LTI is a lost time injury that we can't afford. 10 LTIs in terms of the bird triangle is actually leading to 1 fatality, and that we can't afford at all. Every little incident needs to be managed, captured, is sent to the contractor. They can correct it, send it back to us, and we can go and verify.
So safety for Exxaro is extremely important, not just to comply to regulations. Each and every individual working at Belfast Coal is important to us, and that we have a safety culture on the mine that's actually living. It's not something that's a display on a board or something. And within Exxaro, we've got a drive to make sure that we send every employee home safely every day.
Personally, what I've found unique about the project was the consideration in the design of the mine, given that it is located amongst several wetlands in the Mpumalanga area. And as a result, we had to reconsider the original design.
The reason why the plant was moved is because we are sitting in the Klein and Komati catchment area, very environmentally sensitive area. Here you can actually see the wetland. This whole mining environment is quite far from the plant. The reason being, all of this is wetland, and when we should have placed the plant in the wetland, the impact on the environment would have been big. So that's why it's 1.7 kilometers to actually get to the plant environment. In this area, the whole footprint on the environment has been significantly reduced, 98% actually. So it's very important to leave the environment as we found it, because the future of nature and the future of coexistence is very important to Exxaro.
Exxaro wants to access the coal resource, so now they had to implement the Resettlement Action Plan project with the 2 communities. This project involves 32 families which were staying at Farm Zukop and Farm Bank.
So there are several laws that touch upon resettlement, but there's no specific law that states what must happen with regards to consultation, with regards to compensation and so on. So I think Exxaro has made a very good choice to follow the international best practice standards.
It's very positive. Most people are very happy. I think the most important benefit that they've acquired is the security of tenure, because they were just living there on land that's owned by farmers. Here they own the land under the CPA, which is a communal property association. They have water inside their houses, flush toilets and electricity.
With regards to sustainability, Exxaro has looked at quite a lot of aspects. So it's green architecture, solar geysers, we've got rainwater harvesting tanks. A lot of effort has gone into looking at how can we make it as efficient as possible.
The relationship between Exxaro and the community is quite unique because of the involvement of management in all the interaction between the consultants and the community.
Some KC Management Consultants is a small company that is doing social facilitation, and the relationship we have with Exxaro has to do with making sure that it creates employment opportunities for locals.
Because it's important for you as a corporation to have a local footprint. It's important for you to contribute positively to wherever you excrete minerals or wherever you conduct your business.
If somebody has a vested interest in something, they feel that they are making a contribution towards its success. And then, there are other spin-offs because it changes their lives on a daily basis.
Belfast in itself, one of the key ingredients that we had in so far as ensuring that those communities become sustainable long after we are no longer around. So it was going to be important that as we are there, is how do we start creating new economies around those areas? How can we create those building blocks whilst we are there? So there's another vibrant, thriving business cluster that can emerge from that area.
In order to secure the long-term sustainability of the community, Exxaro has implemented what we call a livelihood restoration program, which includes a skills development program whereby community members are trained so that they can be able to find employment at Exxaro and other developers within the area.
We've also taken that further to look at some innovations around community development. We are extending funding to companies that are coming up with new ideas and new enterprises that may not necessarily be our suppliers. They may at some point graduate to be our suppliers, but our intent with enterprise development is to grow the local economy. So we're looking for innovative ideas which are really trying to solve local problems.
I'm Vusi Mahlangu, born and bred in Belfast, Siatutuga. Belfast is a small community of which we are surrounded by 12 mines, but the biggest one is Exxaro, which approximately employ about 700 local guys. If you see all the household here in Belfast, 80% of people who are working are actually in the mine. So in 2011, I've got an opportunity to tender with Exxaro, and then January 2012, I was awarded this project. It's my first project in general building, of which it was challenging for some time. But we managed to survive through thick and thin. Then we tried, and then it was a success. What was very much fundamental about Exxaro is that there was this program which they introduced, of which it's a contractor development project. That program, they put you into class, and then you learn the issue of financial management, you learn how to do proper costing, and then so forth and so on, how to market your business, how to do advertising. We've come a long way with Exxaro, so they're trying to cover the issue of unemployment. They're also trying to cover the issue of inequality, and obviously we are surrounded by poverty. But as a young man, they've taken an initiative to say that we can be able to cream this one, then he can be able to create jobs and can be able to uplift the others.
Today We are moving people from their current houses to their new houses, and they are slowly settling in this side. We basically have a phased approach with regards to moving the people, because it's 32 households, so approximately 200 people with all their livestock and all their assets.
What I'm building here, I'm building a walk for the chickens. My name is Thabo Mputi. I was living at Zukop Farm, and now I'm living at Pumulani Community. I am the chairperson of the CPA. Staying at Zukop, it was really difficult, but here we can have a livestock. It's much better.
Straight from the beginning, the community indicated they don't want to move to a township type of settlement because they are very attached to the land, and a lot of them have livestock and get their produce from the land as well.
What I like about this house is they have hot water, so even if maybe there's a load shedding, the solar it's there. The yard, it's big. My mother like gardening. She can have flowers, so it's really nice for her.
What makes me excited about the project is the fact that the company have kept their word. They haven't just said, we'll give you ABC and never deliver on it. They've delivered on their promises, so that makes me sleep at night.
It's important to invest in communities in the country and build new industries that will sustain the country and sustain humanity beyond mining. And so making sure that we balance the needs of community in the short to medium term with the needs of shareholders, who we also convinced to also look to the long term.
So you don't do this because it's a cost. You do this because it's an imperative. And it's about a purpose that is bigger than us. It's a purpose that is generational. So everything for us is about how we are able to address the critical challenges that face our society in this country in such a manner that we can actually power better lives.
Lebitso la ka ke Dimakatso Mosito, ke dula mona Virginia, ke dilemo tse 18. Ke ngwana wa boraro o ba 4. Ke dula le mme wa ka, lapti wa ka, le ngwana rona apti wa ka ke ena re supportang hae. Batho ba ngata mo re ke re Virginia tshepile mining kaofela bongata ba bona ba sebetsa mining. But then it is bohloko because o dula o tshuile nako tse ngata ka mo ka mokoting wa sebetsa, but then we se etsetsa lelapa la rona because without yena then ha ona next thing to re tla etsa. Ke na sekolo Mamello, nna ke batla ho ipona ke etsa engineering. Nna ke thabela ho ipona fela ke tswile ke badile ke etsa se ke ratang hore ke se etse se tla nthabisa hore ha ke qetile sekolo ke kgutlele hae ke lo ba sebeletsa. So nna tla be le thena ka go le nna ke support lelapa la hao.
Analyzing my matric results, I realized that my kids were doing very well in other subjects, but very poorly in maths and science. I realized that the problem was in all secondary schools. I took it upon myself to approach different companies. Banye Stillwater was one of the companies, and I gave them the scenario in our township.
Education is very important because we believe it enables communities to empower themselves. As Sibanye Stillwater, we need to ensure that the programs that we deliver in local communities are not only meaningful, but are relevant to the needs of the communities in which you operate. In terms of maths and science, an area that we are particularly interested in, what we've done here at Mamello is to create a maths lab that will enable this school to have an asset that will continue to make maths an interesting subject, but also an accessible subject way into the future. Dumelang, le kae? Because you come from this community, it is important that you gear yourselves up to be the people who are running the mines into the future. And for you to be able to do that, what is the most important subject that we must study? Thank you.
Maths lab like there's internet first of all, and then there are resources, so everything becomes much easier. Because sometimes
Euclidean geometry. I know I'm not an artist, but I'm a scientist. You have to understand that.
The reason why we wanted a maths lab was that our learners took maths as a theoretical subject. Learners are failing in grade 12.
In the classroom, we only do the book work, but here we do it in practical. So if learners can touch and feel and experience, they learn more.
We ran a very successful 5-year program in partnership with the MEC of Education and a project called Kutlwanong Maths and Science Center.
Learners were taken from grade 10, 11 and 12, and the results were super.
Sibanye made a great investment in Mamela because we really needed maths lab, and now our lives has changed. Now math is more fun. Yes.
Maths lab la teng mama ke thabetse haholo hobane la dimakatswa sa tetile ka mona ka Mamela ba bang ba tlang ka morao ba tla ba e sebedisa ma nka le nna ha ke ba le bana ba ka iphumana le hore ba tlo e sebedisa le bona le motse tlang alma ke kutlwa ke le motho twa haholo ka taba dimakatso mama hobane ke yena ka mona ka lapeng wa pele wa betsa matric ke ikutlwa ke thabile haholo le hore ntho tse tsena di etsala nya sa phela kona ba di bona le yena ma.
We are looking to see that young people from areas around which we mine are able to take up positions in our company beyond entry-level manual positions. So them being efficient in maths and science means they'll be able to proceed to tertiary level education where they'll be able to attain the necessary qualifications that will enable them to one day run the mines.
It is possible. Anything is possible. You are growing up in a community where they care about you.
We have a holistic approach to education. We are supporting academic institutions to enable them to look at advancement in the areas of science and technology. And at Witwatersrand, we actually do have a DG mine. There we are looking at seeing how technology can enable us to mine safer, to mine faster, but taking into account the technological advances that are related to our field.
The Sibanye-Stillwater Digital Mining Laboratory works on mining 4.0 technologies in order to make sure that the mines of the future are safer than the mines of today. I'm the third generation in mining. I have a good idea what communities feel when someone is not coming home. It's important for me personally to be part of this story.
My research focus is in mine ventilation and refrigeration. You need to provide fresh air there for people to breathe. If you cannot do that, then you cannot send anyone underground to work.
All the work at DigiMine is performed by students doing their higher degrees, depending on the level of complexity of the work. It's a multidisciplinary international group. Here we have a safe space. We can set up in a mock environment, do a complete installation of a safety system, and we can induce movement without affecting risk of anyone. Even if the technology works underground, it does not work reliably all the time, and you might have a serious risk situation. That's why we need to do research. Students, because they grew up in this technology-intensive environment, are the perfect ones to help us.
I'm a big part of the digital space beyond just mining. I think you cannot just look at digital application in terms of mining. It's media, it's drones, it's really everything. The exposure that I've gotten in Digimine is basically things that are not yet applied in the South African context. We are trying to accelerate that for South Africa.
Digimine is an avenue for us to put the brightest minds with a fresh perspective onto real-world issues and opportunities that we have in the mining world.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Miepi Setona. I'm the founder of Let's Talk. Let's Talk is a two-way communication platform between citizens and the mining community. It's very important for startups to be taken serious by big corporates, because we are the latest innovators, the latest inventors as well. We actually just had an opportunity to pitch to Sibanya in around how they can use this new platform for safety and security and communication with their shift minds and shift managers. Their goals is around inclusiveness of communities and awareness of health, and as part of their sustainability values, they see it as a key priority for them to engage with citizens at all given times within their community mining.
Being able to engage with startups and actually see the brilliant ideas that are coming out of local talent has been incredibly encouraging. It's exposure that we otherwise wouldn't have had, as well as the relationship with Shimologong, which is a WITS initiative. Our relationship with the Digimine has opened us up to almost every aspect of the university.
I feel like I'm very, very supported by the ecosystem itself. Being a member of Shimologong opened up that opportunity for me to even know about Digimine and Sibanya and so forth. I'm in a place of new beginnings. I'm bringing a new beginning, myself.
I was a little boy hailing from the streets of Welkom, the dusty streets of Welkom. I've always heard of people talking about mines. It could be one of the reasons why I'm doing jewelry now. There's a whole lot of chemistry between me and precious metal platinum. There's something about platinum, guys. Sometimes I don't want to give it away. I'm just like, yeah, no, this is too beautiful.
An incubator is like a one-stop shop where they can access the machines. They can also access the raw materials that they need, your platinum, your diamonds, all the PGMs that we work with, and also we assist them with marketing.
When I got here at the incubator, I didn't have any marketing skills. I didn't know how to invoice, how to code, how to manage my books.
A startup business, to be able to have all necessary machines, they need at least 800,000 in order to manufacture jewelry.
The SMMEs and the students that are part of this incubator have got the requisite skills to be able to produce high quality, high value jewelry pieces. It is our vision to assist them to be able to market this product both here and globally.
Yo, I can't believe I made this beautiful piece, and it's all my hard work. South Africa is one of the biggest competition in jewelry industry. I was nominated for the People's Choice Award.
People's Choice Award goes to Matete Seliane.
I won it. It is amazing. My journey got so happy.
Plat Africa is a competition that has got global recognition, and the rest of the world is watching him.
I know I'm a pillar of strength to many people. Like so many people, when they see me today, they just smile. They're always like, yo, you are the best. You are my rock.
What is exciting about Antonio's story, for us to have somebody who's been brought up in an environment around the mines, and for him to end up producing high-end jewelry, I think is a big achievement.
Being a business owner, it's not easy. It's all flashy and all glitz and glam on social media, on Instagram. It's all lies. It's hectic. We need exposure. We need a whole lot of things to run our businesses. The incubator is making a difference in the lives of the people who are here.
What we want to see as a company is young people like him coming from towns around mining operations, doing something that is linked to our business, finding value in the minerals around which they've grown up. So what we want is to partner with communities on what matters to them, but also ensure that whatever we do will be sustained long after our mining operations cease to exist.